I do know it's in my house.
What?
Like they order made these $2 in my house. It was like at night.
Aww.
Like so one was really sad. I was talking to him and he gave me a call.
You see it? Looks like a Yorkie.
Yeah, well it was expensive.
I have a Yorkie.
No, I didn't
She
think
was sitting on
I didn't realize there was an app that accident.
I get water, but it just was
like over the
sad.
That's so sad.
That one was the saddest part. This one was okay. He was okay. This one
You ain't let him inside.
I mean, they were on my property.
Let me
I was already
see.
crossing this with my neighbor across the building.
I mean, I was gonna put it.
No.
It was one of those that sat
You
down.
found
Really nobody wanted mine. They were just left there. But that was happy. This was a sad one. He had to go happy.
So I got dog. A Yorkie.
Really, that one just.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yorkie.
mine's is all in the house.
That one was really sad. I started talking to people about that. People went home. Bye, guys. Well, I mean, I made sure they were fed. They started barking at me like they were gonna hurt me, but
It was just like my dog.
They started barking at you?
they started barking at me, so I just gave it to them because like I wasn't gonna rub my ankles.
It was like this really big dog that like, I didn't know if it was like fed, like, just sort of.
Alright, we have a list. We have Nigeria, Tyler, Grace, Kelly, you're really, Derek's back there, Malik, Markel. You guys had all the day. Way to go. Not Nell. Joseph is not here. Luis, Jose, Liliana, back there, Nigel, and Warren's locked up in ISS.
Why?
I've got it. You be back tomorrow.
Oh,
This
Mario.
thing just blew up.
Mario. No, Luis.
Did we stick something in it? What are we saying?
What?
Mario Luis.
Just asking.
Pop circuit breaker.
So.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Can I get some water, grab enough? As well.
Last thing from home.
Can I get some water?
I love this place. It's like back scratch.
Yeah, I'm so happy with this.
I just had one time.
I'm so glad. All right, we look at what you got. Because you've had enough time to do it at this point. Number one, what is texture? Intensive or extensive? It's intensive. Size or amount does not matter. Number two, weight would be what?
Expensive.
Extensive. Number two, identifies physical or chemical. Melting would be
Physical.
physical. Burning is good. Decomposing would be chemical. The ability to decompose is chemical. It will alter the identity completely. All right, color is physical. And the type of reaction that I put up there is double displacement. There's 2 plus signs, and they're all compounds. Whew. Any questions? All right, you need a writing utensil. That is all. No reference table, nothing else. Say what? What?
My bad.
I seen that.
What did you do?
No.
My bad. What happened? You said it would pop the circuit.
Yes, I did. I didn't say do it.
Why would you do
My
that?
I seen it.
You're trying to kill.
You're trying to kill yourself.
Did it reset?
Yeah. You like see my phone and show.
Oh my god.
My bad.
It's a level of
Hey,
stupid.
it's science.
Kill yourself, bro.
You okay?
Yes, I
I would be too. I don't want to get shot.
Impressive.
Right.
It was like I should be playing. That's mindless.
I took her on
I'm trying to get the light to come back on.
that whole
Wow, that's Jackie for real this time. This is really Jackie this time. Bro. Okay,
Mine's not coming back on this side. Come on.
can't break the chemicals.
That's really cool.
Fucked up.
Thanks, Tyler.
But,
It just came on, like the light right here, right? It turned green and then it like.
Stop, the light is on.
It's green over there.
Yours is broken.
I don't know about it. Oops.
It was like a big
Yeah, it
flame.
was pretty good.
I didn't see it. Do it again.
Hey, you said it would reset.
I said it would blow the circuit.
Oh, I thought you said.
Wait, what are you?
Where did you get it would reset?
And there in
Reset
a big
the
flame of fire came up.
He kept on listening. I was like, don't do it.
Chuck yourself.
Maybe it's just something about that area of the room. Needs an exorcism.
It's like, it is like a big fire.
I was turning around like this.
I don't know what made me look though.
Right,
I was just
Yeah,
staring.
I wanted to see. I was looking at that.
if you wanted to go see.
Stop saying do it.
She's like, what?
I feel so bad, man. My bad. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I don't get it.
Oh my god.
Take this.
I'm going to go back to the doctor and get more blood pressure medicine. Because this ain't cutting it.
Is your watch tell you to breathe?
That ain't it.
No.
Chief.
You need to come back on and tell me to do it a little more.
That ain't it. Chief.
Wait,
You're right, put all that crap away.
doesn't that
Nah,
watch?
just put it there.
Doesn't that watch tell you to like stand up? You've been sitting down for like.
Yes, I've been standing enough. It doesn't need to tell me to stand right now.
Because I was wearing my dad's and it was like stand up.
Yeah.
Not like, you know.
Don't look. No. You're done, Charlie. No. That's a punishment for blowing up.
Well, I'm on 86. I'll be okay.
You'll be okay today.
Oh my god, bro.
Do we have a
You
bonus?
gotta get
No,
time out.
never mind. You're gonna be timed out.
I'm sorry.
Like I was.
Put him in a corner, like a therapy.
Over there by the door.
Wait, was it
There
quiz?
you go.
Okay.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna take it any other days. You're taking it today.
All right.
2 days.
Your attendance has been terrible. You need to take it the days you're here.
Speaking of which, Miss Hodges said to please come to her class, or you, it'll be crucial for you.
Who?
Miss Hodges, she said
What
please
is
come to her
PP?
class.
Oh yeah.
I already
What is
told him.
PP?
You will be-
Bowling point.
Yeah, pencil.
Say you play in the back end.
Can I use this pen?
What is BP?
Bowling points.
What are we taking
Oh,
out?
That'll.
For those of you who have any earbuds, I can take them out. And BP is bowling point.
So P is physical and C is chemical. Right?
Correct.
Oh, I got this. And then I is intensive and then extensive.
Correct.
And I is inside.
Oh my
right?
God.
I is inside and then E is out.
Shut up. Take the quiz.
Right? Okay.
You don't piss me off today.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I really have to.
What's BP?
Blood pressure.
Really?
Yes, and mine high.
It is, right? You're not just playing with me, right?
It's boiling point.
Okay, shut down.
BC and blood pressure.
Oh.
What?
She already said that. What was Effie then?
Mountain boy.
Dang, she just said this already.
I couldn't hear.
Okay. So intensive is inside.
I'm not answering that question. You're on your own. Yes, you got a 50-50 shot.
I suck at those.
I need an eraser. Can I borrow yours? Please.
clean, it's not covering everything.
Don't use too many. Don't stick my scissors anywhere inappropriate.
What?
Like in and outlet.
Oh, okay.
Who did that?
She was saying,
What?
Can't imagine who would stick them in an outlet.
Yeah.
Or anywhere else.
Well, I'm gonna do it.
And as well,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing to work in ISS?
Say what?
And what are we doing to work in ISS? You have your smiling. Very humble, but
He only does work for a period when this board's in there. He took his quiz today.
you don't want to do ISS anymore.
Would you get off the phone?
Hello, Mario, come on.
Mario, get off the phone. Anybody still have quiz paper? I'm back.
Isn't that the one that stinks?
Yep.
What is this one?
Don't push it down so hard.
Don't good.
Okay.
Why does this stink?
Sorry, putting down the drink, it smells bad. Alright, so I take care of all the quiz papers? Yes?
Yeah.
Fabulous. And I will probably take up your openings on Wednesday of next week rather than Friday. That way, if anybody's absent, we get them before the last day of class.
What?
All right, find the graph we were working on yesterday. Find that real quick.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I should make Kool-Aid as an example.
not making Kool-Aid.
Yeah, you don't want her Kool-Aid anymore. Warm water.
What's that
no type of
period
sugar.
When the second period is down? Fourth?
Yeah. Third is Monday, should be fourth. Ours is the fifth.
Is it next week?
Hmm?
Is it next week?
Not after that.
No, the week after. Next week is Memorial Day. Teacher made test for next week.
You taking notes?
Yeah. All right, so next week, Tuesday, anybody have an exam? I have a regular schedule, okay? Now, Tuesday. Wednesday, regular schedule. Friday, okay? I pulled this up so that I might be able to make this a little bigger. Let's see, I went there. Let's make it 125. Let's make it 150. That's a little bigger. All right. So some of y'all fall in this category. Not a lot of you, but some of you do.
Friday.
All right. So on Friday, you're in first period from 8:20 to 11. We may get out a little earlier, okay? If you're in Johnson's third period, which is not us, of course. Any of you have Zelman fourth? No Zelman fourths. All right. We're not obviously in biology or Hepler's third. All right. Miss Hudgens fourth. Okay.
I did too. And Tyler.
All right. So you guys are taking your exam on Friday because y'all are in year long. Okay. Now, there was a Miss Pendergrass's third period, B day. Anybody in? No, won't affect us. That's what I needed to look at. But that's third period Pendergrass. She told us to check Pendergrass, but y'all, that's a third period class. That won't affect us. Okay, that's what I needed to know. So those of you who have first period, that's on Monday. If you don't have first period exam, you don't have to be here Monday. Okay.
I'll be here.
Okay.
If you don't have a second.
If you don't have a second period exam, you don't have to be here on Tuesday.
I'm coming, still got a class, not coming.
Okay.
Still gotta come.
All right. On Wednesday, you have my exam. You got to be here.
What day?
All right. Wednesday the 5th. Okay. I'm going to give you an F.
Is sport. Sports
Sports and entertainment marketing is a CTE class. It's going to require an exam.
That's my first period. I gotta take.
You got to be here on Monday. Okay. Spanish is a teacher made. They should be telling you about it because teacher made, if you got Miss V or Miss Klein, I've seen it on the door. It's Wednesday and Thursday, I believe.
You know, it's opting or whatever.
Alkemas is probably the same. She tends to follow Klein and V.
For the final exam, I don't have to go.
No,
You have to go Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
Okay.
There's a big sign on the door.
I'm talking about
I know.
in June.
Yeah, in June you won't come on that day. So what period do you have Spanish? What period do you have Spanish? Second, so on the second period exam day, which is Tuesday, on the 4th, you will not come to school. Because you don't have an exam that day.
So Tuesday, I don't come.
You don't have to come. That's correct.
And then for your class.
My class is Wednesday, so you come on Wednesday for my exam.
And I got math.
And math, which one? Math 3?
Yes.
Yeah, that has an EOC, so you have to be here that day for math. And that's 4th? That's Thursday. Yeah.
So in psychology, since that's teacher.
That's teacher made. What period is that?
Yeah.
And, okay, so that's
That's 2, so you won't come on that day either. So that will be second period. So you won't come the same day Markel doesn't come on Tuesday. Yeah, you'll have Tuesday off. Be able to stay home, lay in bed, rest up for mine on Wednesday.
And then YAB classes will take that before too, right?
The exams are all set up for A-day exams.
Okay.
So you're probably like,
Just,
We take ours.
yours is on Friday.
okay.
Unless it's, these are all set up for B-day exams for year long.
So we got to
American history, just.
Damn week, man.
American History Jessup is,
We take ours on for the exam week. That's an exam.
Okay. And then Hudgens will.
We'll take ours next week.
Okay.
Oh.
So I just don't have to.
Too high for.
And in first period exam, I would have.
first period is on Monday.
Yes.
Okay?
So
Just a second period, you come.
That means you don't know.
Jessup's second period will be on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
You have American. That's it. NC final. So you have to be here Tuesday to take the NC final.
Wednesday and math 3 would be, I guess, Thursday.
When math 3 will be Thursday, and that's an EOC. Yes. Everybody okay about the exam schedule? We're all clear on when we have to be where, except Jose, who's not coming for any other.
Why?
He's long.
This was a.
Yes, we know.
Let me see.
It's still up here. What do you want to see?
Take a picture of it.
If you want a picture of it, it's the papers are laying on the counter.
Okay, you got it.
Just move my calendar and lay it out so you can take a picture of it. And get rid of those paper clips you keep shredding before you stick it in something else. That's mine. You don't need that one.
Wait.
Makeup work is past. If you haven't made it up, you're not making it up. Yesterday was the last day. I put everything away, throw the papers in the trash. We're done. Don't hug on me now, fool.
Let's walk. Can we take, before the semester ends, can we take a picture with the dog filter?
That's rough.
Yeah, because I want to look like a dog.
Please?
Like big.
I mean, you still gonna look like you're just gonna have dog ears.
He always runs around on the TV.
Like, I'd rather my vision was
It's better than being turned into a dog.
Alright, I got another one. I don't think we do.
Could be worse.
Okay, so Justin's on Thursday.
What period do you have, Justin?
And fourth or 8A.
If you had him A day, A day should be regular exams. So that'll be Thursday of the normal exam week. What, this Friday? Next Friday? We're gonna be reviewing, you should.
I didn't get it.
Thursday, you could do so well in this exam. You just put forth some serious effort. You can make it happen. All right, so yesterday, on the graph that we're getting ready to go back to, all right, is everybody okay with under the graph is unsaturated, the line is saturated, and above the graph is supersaturated?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my schedule, take a picture. All right, so yesterday, let me pull up the graph. All right, you guys have I don't remember how far we got. How far did we get?
We got, you were about to tell us about multi-line.
We did not do everything up to a multi-line.
Yes, we did.
So we had done I thought we had just done A and B. I thought we'd only done questions A and B on that thing.
You were like, tomorrow we're gonna tell you about multi-line.
Now we done A and B, Elizabeth. That's what I thought. We hadn't done C or D.
2, 3.
All right, so a letter C. At what temperature do we have a solubility of 275 and 100? So if you are given solubility, all right, you have to go to solubility. All right, so find 275 on the graph. You got my pencil, so I can point. All right, so 275 over to the line, and I'm right here, right? So if I come down, I'm about there. So what number am I at if I'm about there? What do I look like? I'm not even on there. Let me get up a little bit. All right. So 275 is here, and I go over, and I'm here. So then I come down, and I'm about there. So what number does that look like to y'all?
Like a 35.
All right, I hear 37. All right, 35 is here. 40 is there, and I'm about here. All right, I hear 36. I hear 37. 38. Anywhere in that range is fine. All right, so anywhere from 36 to 38 degrees Celsius is fine. All right, now D. D says if you have 100 grams of silver nitrate, it's added to 100 grams of water at 10 degrees Celsius, would the resulting solution be saturated or unsaturated, or it should say, or supersaturated? So we have 100 grams and 10 degrees Celsius. So 110. So we have to plot that on the graph. All right. So go over to 10 degrees Celsius and go up to 100. So where am I in relation to the graph? Am I above it?
You're below it.
I'm below it. So what kind of solution am I?
Unsaturated.
I'm unsaturated. Okay? So for the next one, it said that I have 325 at 35. So find 35, go up 325, and I'm here. So if I'm at 325 and 35, I'm what? I'm supersaturated because I'm above the line. Everybody with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the last question, suppose they ask me one like this. All right. What is the solubility at, let's pick a different one, at 60 degrees Celsius and 200 grams of water. Okay? So, write that on your paper. What is the solubility at 60 degrees Celsius and 200 grams of water? Because you're going to have to do this on the multi-line one in a second.
And what number?
60 degrees Celsius and 200 grams of water. Now, if you think back to yesterday, I said that there are two numbers on the y-axis. Grace, sit up. We go through this every day. Every time you lay down, I tell you to sit back up. It's not a bed. All right? So, what is the solubility? When our graph on the y-axis reads what? All right? What does the solubility on y read? Does it read 100 grams or does it read 200 grams? On our y-axis, what does it read right here? How much water is right here? 100 grams, right? All solubility graphs read 100 grams of water. Okay, they all read 100 grams. So if I alter the graph or the y-axis, all right, we're going to read it as if we always do. So I gave you 60, right? Let me zoom that out. All right, so I read the question at 60 degrees Celsius. Not on there yet? Nope. All right, so 60 up to the line. Appears to be about right there. It's not quite at the line, but it's pretty close. So what do we get? All right, we're just going to go with 450 because it's close. All right, so I have 450 grams per 100 grams of water, right? Now, my question, though, doesn't want to know per 100 grams. It wants to know how much per 200 grams of water. So what did I do in the question? The axis was fixed at 100 grams. But my question did what to the water? It made it go up how much?
100.
So I did what to the amount of water? I doubled it or times it by 2.
Just multiply the other number.
By
2.
Yep, because that was multiplied by 2. All I have to do here is multiply by 2.
The other thing you did.
So what's 450 by 2? Yep. So 900 grams per 200 grams of water. That's all you have to do to be able to find that answer. What do you want me to do about it? I know. It's terrible of me to write in pencil. I'll write in pen on the next one. Questions about how to do that? Anybody? All right. Let's talk about the multi-line graph. Now, most of the time on the exam, you're going to have at least 4 lines on the solubility graph. It will not be a single line. Okay? So we did the single line so that we can learn how to read the graph. Now we're going to do one that's more like what you're going to see on the exam. Ooh. All right, give these questions a shot. See what you can do. Try and answer the question.
If it's saturated, that means it hasn't melted in, right?
If it's saturated, it would have dissolved, not melted.
That's what I meant.
That means it fully dissolved.
Oh, it'd be no low. But which one is salt? Are they all salt?
Huh?
Are they all salt?
Everything is a salt that's ionic. The only ones that are not salts are NH3 and NH4Cl.
You got on something. You feel like okay.
We'll get some water.
That's 50.
We got them done?
No,
You're trying over there in Nigeria, you're just sitting there.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm confused.
You can do number 2 just like that last one we just did. All right, so you gotta.
you got to show it.
So what compound does it give you? Potassium what?
Chloride.
All right, so you gotta find what compound. Which one of those up here is potassium chloride? What's potassium symbol?
Okay.
Okay, and chloride is what?
Cl.
Okay, so that'll be this line. Okay, find your temperature.
80.
Go up to the line. Find the solubility. All right, read over and get it. And do what we just did on that practice sheet. Because the paper says 300, right? Or sorry, 200 for that one. And the graph only reads 100, so what do you gotta do?
So increases so you double it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's, they're right there, Solubility.
Markel? Are these E's and T's or E's and I's? Come tell me how this is an I. That's not. And whose work?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Me either.
no.
So these T's are I's.
I could have swore I was putting eyes.
No, you did not write an I. Those are T's all day long.
Were they wrong?
I have no idea because I haven't uncovered the rest of the keys, so I don't know the rest.
Well.
Holy crap. T's. Clearly says E or I in the directions.
See, what happened was.
What happened was you got your letters confused in your alphabet.
I'll put really. I don't know.
We done? You know, Nigel, it would be helpful if you stick to one name for the whole semester.
Peanut gallery?
It just changes so much.
Was it raining earlier today?
Yes.
It was, right?
Yes, it's right here.
You like rain, Joe?
Do I like rain?
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't mind it.
I like when it's not like it's sticky. That's nice. I like rain.
This is why you got something that like my hand stopping.
Not here.
Like,
It's beautiful. In the library, it's still in charge. I felt so bad. So like, there's a wireless charging pad in the library, right? I put my phone on it and it started charging. And this dude took his bus with the Android and put it on it. And nothing happened. And nothing happened. Yeah, that's what I think.
Where is you?
Are we done now?
So,
Can we go?
No,
over it?
can we go over
I don't know.
What-
I just did.
So you don't know what you just did, right?
I just erased all my answers.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Religious.
Okay. Look at what y'all did.
Just don't get you. How is the quiz?
Why?
Some of them are looking really good. Some of them not so hot.
What are you doing? Did I do good?
I don't ever pay attention to the names, so I don't have a clue. All right, so we're looking at number 1. Let me get the questions. So I've got them. right, so number 1. Which salt is least soluble at 20? What do you do? If you're at 20 degrees and you want to know who's least soluble? The lowest. Okay, so you go to the bottom. So who's the least soluble? That's a 3. Okay, KClO3. It's a 3. I know you can't read it. No, it's a 3. It's a 3. All right, so KClO3. All right, number 2. All right, number 2 is the one that Nigella and I were just talking about. All right, so it says potassium chloride. So you got to figure out which one of those lines is potassium chloride. So potassium is which element? K. Okay. Chlorine is chloride, so it means it's this line right here that I'm underlining or drawing on top of in green. All right, and the temperature in the question is what? The temperature I'm writing on is what? Give me my color, you stupid thing.
It's 80.
There it is. Thank you. I want 80. Okay, so 80 is here. So up to 80. We read across, and what temperature or what solubility do we have at 80? All right, so it's 50 grams, but that's per what? Per 100. Now, this particular question asks for the solubility per 200 grams, right? So what do you do if the water's doubled? What do you do to the solubility? You double. So 50 times 2 is 100. So your answer is 100 grams per 200 grams. Okay? So number 3, same thing. Which line are we using? What compound do they tell us to read? Potassium nitrate. Potassium is which element? Okay. Nitrate is which element? NO. And if you forget, you got your reference table. Nitrate is on the back side on those polyatomic ions. So nitrate is this one right here. Okay? So nitrate is the one in blue this time. All right, so what temperature do they give us this time in number 3? In number 3? 40. So 40 up to it. We're about here. Over puts us at about what? Who? 40 is a little higher than 40, so give me an estimate. 42? Okay. If you went a little lower than that, that's okay. So that's 42 per 100. All right. The question wanted to know per what? Per 300. So this time they did what to the amount of water? They tripled it. So you have to do what to that 42? Jose, stop. Not divide it. They tripled it. So you're multiplying by 3. So that'll be 126 grams per 300. Now, if you didn't choose 42, if you had 41, you'd have 41 times 3, so 123 per 300. Or if you estimated at 43, 129 per 300. Okay, it depends on what you estimated. All right, everybody okay with that? All right, which salt is shows the least change from 0 to 100? What do you look for to find the least change? The straight line, okay? So who is the flattest of all the lines? That one changed the least, the flattest. NaCl is correct. All right, now, number 5, you have to have the right line to look at. So sodium nitrate. Sodium is which letter? Tyler, put your phone up and pay attention. All right, Na. So how many up here have Na? There's 2. One here and one here. So which one is nitrate? That's right. So we're looking at this line right here. And they said to look at 90 grams of water of sodium nitrate in 100 grams, so 90, and we have 30 degrees. All right, so we get a different color. So 30 degrees and 90 puts us right there. Now, my thinking is, I can't seem to make a bigger dot there. There we go. My thinking is that they meant for that to be on the line. And they meant for it to be saturated because it would be on the line, right? But is it on the line?
No, it's below.
It's below the line,
So that's unsaturated.
so it's unsaturated.
Okay.
Okay?
I got it.
I say it's unsaturated, it's below the line. I've had students every year that argue with me that it's on the line. But is it on the line?
Yes.
Okay, Jose. It's not on the line. It's unsaturated. Number 6 is the one that's the hardest one on the question on the sheet. How many temperatures do you have? And number 6, how many temperatures do you have?
You have A, C, and B.
2.
So that's 2 temperatures, right? What have we done all year when we've had 2 temperatures?
You have to.
We've subtracted. So we're going to have to subtract to this question. Are we just going to subtract the 2 temperatures? No. We have to read something off the graph and then do what? And then subtract. Okay? So which of these lines are we using? Potassium chlorate. All right, so which of these lines is potassium chlorate? KCl. So I'm going to just draw that line in. All right, so we need the numbers for 50 and 80 on that line. And then we'll do what? What'd you tell me to do when we had 2 numbers? Subtract. All right, so here's our 50 and here's our 80. All right, so what are we going to do if we do 50 and 80? We're going to read up to the what? To the graph, right? So here and here. So what can we find if we read up to the line? That's right. We read over. And what do we find, Isella? 20. And what do we find if we read over there? So we get 20 grams and 40 grams. So what do we do with that 20 grams and that 40 grams that Isella found? We subtract them.
Do you subtract like that?
40 grams minus 20 grams. You're not going to get a negative number. Okay, so what do you get when you subtract them? 20 grams. And 20 grams is the answer. All right, number 7. What compound shows a decrease in solubility?
The NH3.
Yep, because the graph does what?
Down.
It goes down. Number 8. Which salt is most soluble at 10? Most soluble. Where you go on the graph to be most soluble at 10?
Yeah.
It's Ki. All right, most soluble, you do what? You go to the top. Okay, so 10 is there where I circled. And for most soluble, you have to go to the very top of the graph. Everybody okay with that? All right. Which salt is least soluble at 50?
Is it the KCl?
Guys, that's chlorine. KClO3. There's no KCI. All right. And number 10, this one's tricky. All right. Here's a vocabulary word for you. A salt has to be an ionic compound. Okay? Has to be ionic. So in number 10, which salt is least soluble at 90? It has to be ionic. So look at your 90 and find the one that's an ionic compound at 90 that's least soluble. Now, what is the definition for an ionic compound? Okay. Has to be a metal and a non-metal. So, is NH3 a metal and a non-metal? No, that's why I said it was tricky, because everybody always says NH3 because it's at the bottom. So, who's the next lowest that has a metal and a non-metal? NaCl, because it's a metal and non-metal. And NaCl is called salt because it's the most common of all the ionic compounds.
Salt.
Okay? But KCl, KClO3 are also salts because they're a metal and a non-metal. Questions? Any questions about how to read the chart? Can you do it if you see it on the exam?
Yes.
Okay, I know Mario can. He's paid so much attention. Say what? Above. Well, they're all soluble. Anything on the graph is soluble. The higher the temperature, the more soluble. The lower the temperature, the less soluble. All right, now we're going to switch to nuclear chemistry. Which is our last new topic, other than hitting the highlights of acids and bases, which will probably take us 30 minutes or less. What are you doing back there?
There's a wheel on this door.
I know. Quit messing with it. It's what causes the door to open and close. It's a mechanism. Leave it be.
What kind of machine is it?
What do you think?
You're an axle? Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Now, close it and leave it be.
It's so cold.
Or you two can both sit in the chairs.
That's whack. I'll leave it be.
Thank you.
It's cold.
It's not cold in here.
It's good in here. You need to be colder.
All right. So our last major topic that we need to do before the exam is acids or nuclear radiation. Put this up before fourth period. All right. So we're going to talk about nuclear radiation. All right, there are three kinds. We got to learn how to write and balance equations, and we got to learn how to tell them apart, and then we got to learn how to calculate half-life. If we can do those three things, you can answer any question on the exam. Okay? Telling them apart, balancing the equation, calculating half-life. Those three things. All right? So, the three types of nuclear radiation are called alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay? Let me see how I have this laid out. I'm coming right back. Okay. I just want to see how I had it laid out.
Alpha, beta, what else?
Gamma. Stop trying to borrow money. Just sit over there and be quiet.
He told me $1 borrowing $1. No.
He can't even charge his own phone over there. He's made me mad today. Blown up an outlet. Now I got to do a form at the end of the year, and it may not get fixed. Every year I fill it out, and nothing ever gets fixed. So chances are that outlet is broke permanently.
They can pay for it.
You should pay for it.
Write them up.
I am considering it.
Oh,
Now, of the three, which of these do you think will be the strongest?
Alpha.
Gamma.
Gamma will be the strongest. Okay? We're going to give them symbols and all of that in just a minute. This will be the strongest. Alpha's going to be the weakest. Now, when we talk about how they can be stopped, alpha can actually be stopped by paper. And by paper, I mean the plain old notebook paper you're using. Doesn't have to be thick construction paper or poster paper. It can be stopped with the notebook paper that you're using. Now, beta, being the one that's in between, is stronger, of course, than alpha. This one can be stopped by aluminum foil. Now, I'm going to write down, fold it several times, because if you're like me, probably buy the stuff at the grocery store. You don't buy that heavy-duty grilling wrap. You buy that cheap stuff, and aluminum foil is not very cheap. So you probably buy the thin aluminum foil, and so you're gonna need to fold it probably 4 or 5 times to make it thicker. Okay? So you can buy the cheap stuff, but you need to fold it to make it a little thicker. Now, gamma being the strongest, gamma radiation you encounter when you have x-rays. Anybody ever had x-rays?
Yep.
I have. I had multiple of them on my wrist. All right. Anybody been to the dentist?
Yeah.
Had x-rays? All right. What do they do to you when you go to the dentist and have x-rays?
They put that stuff, that thing on you.
They put a lead vest on you because when they're x-raying your teeth, you need to have x-rays on the rest of your organs.
No.
No, so they're protecting those. Now, if you have to have a chest x-ray, they've decided that it's okay to be exposed to that level of the x-ray because it's more important to see what's going on here than to worry about the other organs being exposed to the x-rays. But if they're x-raying your arm, do they need to expose your internal organs to the gamma radiation? No, so they cover those or make sure it doesn't get exposed. Now, these can be stopped by lead or concrete. So, the vest they put on you is a lead vest, and if you have a dental hygienist, odds are good they leave the room and go outside and stand in a way that the gamma radiation is not going to affect them, usually behind a concrete wall. Everybody good so far?
So it's basically like the thicker something is they can stop it.
Yes, you would need something pretty thick to stop gamma.
Like will it go like if you put paper on it, it'll just go through it?
Yep. Will not stop it. All right, have I waited long enough for everybody? Oh, Leak's back with us.
How does it go through it?
It just passes through it because it's not going to be strong enough to stop
But
it. It's energy. It's a wave. It's like radio waves. I mean, we're sitting inside this room. Can energy from a radio get to us?
but it goes around.
So can gamma. Passes through it. It doesn't have to go around us. I mean, radio waves don't go around. They come through. Just like microwaves, TVs. Same concept. Let me get this straight. You need to charge your phone, and that fool wanted to charge you to charge your phone.
Wait, what?
You needed to charge your phone a minute ago. And he wanted to charge you to do that.
Yeah, for $1. He said, "Do you have $1?"
It's profit.
I wouldn't have given him $1 either.
All right, 25 cents.
No, what do you need? If they're barring for like 10 cents.
Didn't you tell us you do nails on the side and all this other stuff?
But that don't mean I can't make more money on the side.
You can just help somebody out for being nice. Now, alpha radiation. All right, so what is alpha radiation? Alpha radiation is a helium nucleus. Now, because the exam is coming and we need to review just a tad, what is inside the nucleus?
Protons.
Here we go. So inside the nucleus are protons and neutrons. Okay, protons and neutrons. So the symbol that we're going to use for this is an HE with a 4 and a 2. Now, some of you might remember a little fish symbol for alpha.
Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of people still use that, and it's fine. If you take an upper level physics course, you might see that for alpha. You will not see it on our state test anywhere. If they use alpha, you're going to see the HE symbol, the 4 and the 2. Okay, the beta, the alpha symbol is the fish. You will not see. When we do beta, I'll show you its symbol also. You will not see it either. There's a different symbol you will see. Okay, but it's a helium nucleus. It's the protons and the neutrons. No electrons involved. Everybody caught up? Do I need to wait? All right, so what is a beta particle? All right, a beta, look, you dumb thing. away.
That's the mean word.
All right, a beta particle is an electron formed in the nucleus when, now it's telling me to breathe. An electron formed in the nucleus when a neutron breaks apart. Okay? So essentially, you have a neutron and it breaks apart into an electron. Now, what charge does a neutron have?
Ooh, I mean, it has neutral.
Good, it's neutral. Okay? So if this is neutral, now I said a neutron. So if a neutron is neutral and it breaks apart into something that's an electron, what charge does the electron have now? It's negative. Can we go from being neutral into being negative?
I mean, no, it's neutral.
No, it's got to stay neutral. So can we just make an electron? Got to make something else too, right? What? We make a proton too.
Wait, so is one neutron equal an electron and a proton?
Well, that's what it breaks apart into. So when the neutron undergoes beta decay, which we're going to talk about in a second, a neutron breaks apart into the electron and a proton. So that's negative and that's positive. Okay? This is the beta. This is just leftover. Okay? The proton is nothing. It's just leftover. It's a byproduct. Okay? But the electron that's made is the beta part. Okay? So when that neutron breaks apart, you make an electron and a proton. Grace, you look like you're digging for lice or something. Leave his head alone.
It's not.
It's okay. He still looks very sharp back there. All right? Now, when a neutron breaks apart, it makes an electron and a proton. But the proton is just extra. It doesn't count for anything. The electron is the beta particle. So the symbol we use is the E for the electron. It has 0 mass and it has a -1 charge. And that will be its symbol.
That's beta right there.
That's beta. Now, the symbol, if you know your Greek alphabet, the symbol you will not see is that one. Okay, you will not see the beta with the weird tail if you know your Greek letters. You might see it if you take an upper level physics class, like I said, but you will not see it on the exam. Okay.
Did you get an email saying that?
No.
You did get one.
No. Mr. Miller and Miss Curry came up here. So, no, I never got an email.
Okay, well, she said you got one. You told them it didn't need to be painted. I
No,
thought,
no,
they didn't send me one. I just sent them not paint mine, but that's fine.
no, I did not get an email. Miss Henson said something in our training about taking everything down because they were going to be doing painting. And I was like, do I need to take everything down? You just painted mine 3 years ago. And she said, no, you're probably safe.
Okay,
So I'm not taking everything down.
okay. Well,
I mean,
I just need to know if they're gonna paint.
I have no idea.
I'll find out.
What color they painting?
Mine was just painted 3 years ago. I cannot imagine they would repaint my room. It'd be a waste of money.
Was it painted black?
What was it before?
Mine was that orange color, that two-toned orange. That back wall was a dark orange, and these 3 walls were
Ew.
orange.
How Mr. Al's room is?
Yes.
I hate that. So, I cannot imagine that.
Mine wasn't as bad as Mr. Owl's because I had all those windows without blinds on it, so the light came in all the time, but it was still bright.
Why can't we just do like a regular color, white?
It was a tan color for years. All right, so gamma radiation. Gamma radiation is a high energy wave.
Orange walls, but
It's green.
Okay? It's a high energy wave. Now, its symbol is usually going to be just gamma. It has this, but you're usually not going to see it. They usually just write gamma. All right? Say what?
That's what my sister calls her grandma.
What, gamma? I've heard gammy, grandma, or gammy, gam. I've heard all kinds of things that make me think of gamma radiation.
Yeah.
Like a little tree. It's not a girl.
All right, we caught up?
No.
All right. Apparently, Diabion just need to send someone a text to check her phone. All right, I'll give you a moment to write this down. Okay? Because y'all are going to tell me what goes in those boxes. Based on what you know and what we've written. We're going to call on you. You're going to tell me what goes there.
But we don't know what goes there.
What do you mean, what if you don't know?
We don't know.
Well, hopefully you're going to know.
You're gonna teach us.
I already taught you.
What are you talking about?
You did.
You didn't tell us what atomic mass is.
We already covered atomic mass this semester. We got an exam in a week.
Now I'm gonna debate on you again. That bothers me. Why can't it be ABC?
What do you mean ABC?
It's ABG.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't in charge of naming the particles.
What is it, Charles?
That is whack.
You're not elements that are supposed to know the atomic mass, is what you're saying.
Right. Oh, but how are we supposed to know for gamma?
What's the key word?
Oh,
What are you doing? Go back.
What are you talking about?
she's showing them.
radiation.
Y'all are so overthinking this.
So. What you mean? Someone's about. Wait.
I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay. What just happened?
He just figured something out. If I put that there, does it help us figure something out?
Yeah,
No.
but I still don't get
It should. Those numbers meant something. The exam is looming.
Miss Wall, I still don't understand gamma. Like, I know it's not a reference table, but how are we supposed to figure out the mass?
There's a word right there in that definition. Yeah. What do we know about energy?
Yeah. Work.
Okay, I have failed you miserably this semester. I should be fired. Or I should go back to the joke I had about 3 years ago when I told students that I was going to put a jar on my desk. And And I need you to put money in it for my alpaca farm. Because I need to get out of teaching and start raising alpacas. Because clearly I can't teach.
I mean, you can teach us, don't you?
I just don't.
Clearly not.
I just don't know how we're supposed to. We don't have any numbers for anything.
We
Look
have
at-
the numbers for the first two.
Not for gamma.
Okay, well, let's start with the first two, then we'll get to gamma in a second. All right, so tell me what we know about alpha. Anybody but Grace.
You know what?
This is like fourth period when I say anybody but Savannah. Anybody but Grace. Because I know you know the answer.
What did you ask?
I said, what's the math?
4?
How do you know that?
She said
top
the
number is-
number.
That's right. This number right here, this 4, tells us the what? That's the mass, right? So that's how we know the atomic mass is 4 for the people who are going, how are we going to know the mass? That number always tells us the mass. That's part of the format. All right, so when we said that this was the nucleus, all right, what's in the nucleus again? Protons and neutrons. What charge do protons have?
A positive.
What charge do neutrons have? Do the neutrals count?
No.
We don't care how many there are. We only need to know the protons, right?
Yes.
So, how many protons are there right there? There are how many? 2. So this tells me there are 2 protons. So what is my charge? What kind of 2?
Positive.
A positive 2, because there are 2 protons.
Still screaming.
Because I can. All right. The beta is even easier. I'm still screaming because I can, Diabion. I can even get louder. Now, I should go to one of those rallies. I don't even need a bullhorn. Now, beta. What's this mass? 0. Don't throw something. All right, 0. All right. What's this charge? -1. It says it right there. Now, energy. What do we know about energy?
It's everywhere.
Does it have a mass? Does it take up space or have a volume?
No.
So what's this mass? 0, none, Na. All right. Does energy have a charge?
Yeah.
I was just joking.
It has no charge. Absolutely none. Okay? Just doesn't have one. Okay? Energy has no mass and no charge. You with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about one equation, and I'm going to stop.
You should stop now.
How about now? All right. So alpha decay is the loss of an alpha particle. Now, being able to do this means you have to be able to balance. But it's even easier than balancing. You basically have to be able to add. You don't have to be able to multiply. You just have to be able to add.
I can't add.
You can use a calculator.
It's broken.
Really? I broke all my calculators?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we want to figure out what goes on that line. What do we know about the law of conservation?
Nothing. Not when it's not created or destroyed.
It's not created or destroyed. Okay?
Yeah.
So whatever mass is on the reactant side, you have to have the same mass on the product side, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the mass on the reactant side? 238. So that means the mass over here has to be 238. Well, I only have what so far?
4.
So what plus 4 gives me 238.
234.
So 234 plus 4 is 238. We do the exact same thing with atomic number. 2 plus what gives us 92?
41.
Okay, he's got some serious issues with math back there. Okay, I hope you don't have a math exam this semester. So when we look up on the periodic table, we look up what? Mass or number to find the element? The number. So we look up there and we find number 90, and we say number 90 is TH. So we write TH right there. Okay? That's what we're going to pick up tomorrow. And that's what we'll learn how to do. So we'll do balancing tomorrow with this. And we'll do half-life tomorrow. Okay? Those of you who are not planning to come because of senior assembly, have a nice weekend. And I will see